Everybody, I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick video. Somebody asked, is it still worth it to go with SFI? And I'm just going to look at the load board here as well. I'm going to look at the load board as it's set for today. We're just going to go to these states, okay? Somebody wanted to look at Kentucky and I think Jacksonville and stuff like that. So we're just going to take a look. This is just what's available as of today. Tomorrow it could be different. It could be less. It could be more. You know, whatever. So is it still worth it to go to SFI? Is it still worth it? Now this only has 18 loads. In my estimation, is it still worth it to go to SFI? Yes. Under certain criteria and requirements to be made. I do not recommend it if you got a $1,500 mortgage, $700, $800 in car payments, $500 in back child support you're paying, and 5 kids. Okay, I don't recommend it. Please don't go. Don't, because you hurting yourself at the end of the day. For one, you gonna miss your kids. For two, you ain't gonna be able to make the truck payments per week because you got your mortgage is way too high. you know um and you're gonna have to be a slave to the truck, and that's just to be honest. I made it work well because, for one, I live in Ohio, so the mortgage and rent is not that expensive. um my wife works as well, so my contribution to my household is way less than most people who, let's just say, live in Florida, Atlanta, North Carolinas, and stuff of that nature, because you guys is, mortgage, rent, etc. is so much higher, the cost of living, right? And as inflation goes up, you know, that goes up as well, right? So it is what it is, right? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, that's why I don't recommend it if you have those. I do recommend it if you don't have none of that. Yeah, you have a car payment, maybe if you don't need to have your apartment, you just want to live out of your truck. Now, mind you, I recommend anybody who's first starting it off, go to Snyder. Okay. The reason why I say go to Snyder, and I'm not like advocating, because then I would say go to JB Hunt, right? I'm gonna recommend Snyder right off the bat because you need a cast of individual who is going to make sure you're still being out there safe, right? Now, if you're new to the owner operator, and I'm not talking to people who has done this for years, right? People who are new to it, right? Recommend going to Snyder. Because they do micromanage you. Now, that micromanaging, like for me, when I first started, was brand new to be an owner operator. Being micromanaged, but still having the freedom to do what I want to do, helped me understand how things should be and not how these owner operators are doing it nowadays. Understanding that, how can I say it? The safety aspect. And once you're, how can I say it? Once you get micromanaged so much, you want that collar to come off. But then once it comes off, like let's say when I went from SFI, once I went from Snyder to F2F, where there was no micromanaging or nothing of that nature, I see, and I mean by micromanaging, I mean like checking up on you, like, hey, are you going to hit that load? Like, hey, are you going to be on time for that load? Not booking loads. Not like their system won't allow you to double lap a boat. Like you might say, let's say, oh, I'm gonna be there on the 9th, right? And at 8 p.m. Okay. And your next deadhead load is, like, let's say 100 miles, so an hour and a half, right? At 11. Okay, your first load picks up and delivers at 8 a.m. Your next load picks up at 11, but it's an hour and a half away, right? JB Hunt Snyder will allow you to book that load, but if they think that you might be pushing it too close, right, to hurt their service, they're going to pull that load from you, right? Because they already think and already know how customers are. You get to a shipper, let's say you get to that shipper and yes, everything goes well and you get out. Okay, yep, you're going to be pissed off because they canceled your load and took it off you because they thought it was too tight of a squeeze, right? But you got to look at it from their standpoint too, is what if you would have got there and that shipper was, behind 5 trucks and then you spent 2 hours in a dock. Then you get to your next shipment pickup and it's late. You're late for the pickup. That makes Snyder looks bad, right? But when you go to F2F, yeah, you could say, okay, you could book this load, right? For this, let's just say it's the same scenario. You book this load and they don't micromanage you in a sense of stuff like that. And boom, right away, you get to the next pickup, right? And you late. Guess what? F2F is looking at you crazy, like, all right, bro, you're supposed to be a professional about this. Now you late, making us look even worse. Now that's why F2F MC was so terrible, because people would just be doing the craziest stuff. Book a load that's 150, 200 miles away, and boom, they're late. That goes against the MC. So that's why I always recommend, yes, go to Snyder or JB Hunt. JB Hunt doesn't micromanage you that much. Like, they'll let you book some tight stuff, right? They'll let you book some tight stuff. But they calling you 30 minutes before that pickup. Like, listen, bro, what's going on? We don't see your truck moving. You're an hour away. What's going on? And then as soon as you do that, guess what? Bam, your ability to book loads from 3, like 1 on you and 3 more, that's gone. Now it's going to be able to book you and then have 2 on you. Then if you do it again, you'll be able to have book 1 and have 1. And then if you do it after that, you're fired, right? Your contract is canceled. So that's why I tell people is, if you with F2F and not F2F, sorry, but if you want to go with SFI and you brand new, I'm talking about brand new to the game, go with these little micromanaging companies that'll teach you, like, listen, don't book too tight, because I've seen, multiple times being at shippers, even with JB Hunt, being at the shipper doing a live load, and these owner operators, like, they're pissed at the customer because, they're taking an extra hour or two. They're like, yeah, man, I still got a load that picks up down the road 3 hours, and I'm gonna be late to my next load because you guys ain't unloading me fast enough. I mean, listen, shit happens, but you should know that, But I do recommend SFI to new people who has very less stuff. Sorry about just sticking to this page of Atlanta or Florida. Let's take a look here. We're going to take a look. I think he want to look at Jacksonville, Florida, y'all. Let's look for, let's look between these 2 dates. All right. Dang. Oh, yeah. Well, you got to look for more than 10 miles, right? Let's go for 300 mile search. Sorry about that, but that's a little rant on do I still recommend SFI? Atlanta, Georgia, Athens, Georgia. Yeah, that's only a line haul. I mean, yeah, no wonder it's paying $5. But I mean, you got to go into there. This is the farthest I would dare head is 300 miles out of Florida. Just me personally. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it ain't nothing. Here is the line haul rate, as you guys can see, for some of these loads. Here's the rate per mile. Let's look at like some of these. The reason why I'm not looking at these super top ones like $4 and $5 is because this is Georgia to Georgia, or Alabama. Okay, Alabama to Alabama, Georgia to Georgia, right? How you know if you have a decent load is your fuel surcharge, right? So this $3, this one, right? This isn't going to be too terrible. because McDonough, Georgia, going up to Kentucky, right? It's only going 470 miles. Line haul rate is 1,080, and then you're getting paid 300 and some $315 on fuel surcharge, right? Why I say that's not bad. If you're coming out of Florida, I'm saying coming out of Florida, not if you're in Georgia. Okay, there's a big difference. You shouldn't be taking this if you're. I mean, if you want to. I'm not gonna tell anybody what they need to do, but this isn't that bad, right? Anytime you see this OTIF, that's Walmart. Okay, the pickup is 5 a.m. to 9 in Georgia, and you could deliver this same day actually. Because it has a 0-1, so you could deliver it same day and drop. It just had to be dropped before 10 a.m. the following day. So if if you want to get up there early at 5 in the morning, you only have to drive 500 miles and drop that off, and still make what, at least $1,000 on it. You're still getting paid over $2 a mile to do it, right? Now we all know the rate is bad, but it is what it is. But that's a little stuff coming out of, what was that, Jacksonville, y'all? Yeah. Let's look at somebody wanted me to look at Louisville. Is it Louis? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Louisville, Kentucky. We're gonna look for the same time, right? It's gonna be about 6 days 6 days out. But yeah. As of like Friday, I spoke with the shop and basically still on my part, my thing on back order. I think now I'm gonna speak with my wife about it and see, like, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna say F the door, right? And see if I could pay the difference and not getting nothing fixed, and them just putting an eagle eye. I think it's called mirror eye in my truck. Just take off all the mirrors and put the camera mirrors in my truck and see if that will be beneficial, right? Because I'm already been down for so long, right? And I just don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I should do, right? Here's a okay. So like this only 100 something miles. That's cool and all. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, it's same day. Pick up at 7 a.m. and just drive right over to Finley. That's cool. That's easy money. I mean, you only gonna get paid $400. But for me, I'll be looking at like lows like down here, right? I just guessed this one, right? Washington, PA. That's easy. Greenfield, Indiana, Washington, PA. Pick up early morning now and deliver next day at 10 o'clock in the morning, 300 something miles. It's $1,200, right? So really, you got to do. I don't never look at the fuel surcharge. I just do. So you would take 35% of that off, which would make it $650, right? $650. Then you just do, obviously that's more than $2 a mile plus fuel surcharge. So it's over two some a mile, right? These are good. These are actually real good. All of them are real good. Actually, all the way down, all the way down to about here is actually pretty good. Now, mind you, all these are going like Kentucky, Illinois, Pennsylvania, right? Oh, here's a Minnesota. Okay. I mean, that ain't too terrible either. At 301 a mile, and it's light, right? So it's 11,999 pounds. That's like, oh, we got a couple New Jerseys in here, a couple Alabamas. Now, I would never go south because it rates down that way. It's Garbino. I would stay in this area: Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, PA. I wouldn't even go to Missouri, depending. It depends on how much it's really going for in there. Charlotte isn't too terrible. It just depends on the weight, because you're going to go in there. This is not that bad. It's 39,000 pounds, so it's kind of heavy, but it's not too terrible. What is this going? Where is this going? I don't go to Massachusetts. This is a cancel for me. Omaha, Nebraska. That's not paying that bad. And when I say that's not paying that bad, I'm talking about right now as race set. Like, I see, I ain't gonna say no names, but basically a couple YouTubers and stuff like that showing up the spot market and saying, yeah, they can, they're still getting $3 a mile. But in all actuality, they're getting $3-4 a mile on loads that are only going like god dang going 200 miles in Texas. So you got to run 3-4 loads a day to make it, and that's cool. Do your hustle because that's good for you, and I'm okay with that. But I personally like to pick and go, right? I don't like to have so much on my plate that I'm stressed out, right? If I could pick one load up, make $1,000 delivering it the next day, I'm down for that. I don't see no difference in having 4 loads that's going to pay $1,000 for the same day when I'm still going to make $1,000 picking it up and going the next day. Yes, you're going to out revenue me. Yes, 100%. But I don't have to make sure everything falls in line. 4 or 5 loads a day to make 1,000, 12, $1,300 a day, and everything has to be fall in line. When I could just book 1, 2, 3, 4 equals 5,000. I'm just saying for $1,200 a day, like 1,100, $1,200 a day, 4 loads, close to $1,000, 5,000 for the week. I'm done on Saturday and Sunday, right? Or so that's how I look at it. But I'm not justifying these rates, by the way. I'm not. Some of these are still okay to me. There's a lot of loads coming out of Kentucky, right? But that's 300 miles around Kentucky. I'm trying to get away from this market. What is a good market that I think? I don't want to hit Chicago because Chicago is still going to get Indiana, and I don't want to hit. You know what? Let's hit. Let's hit Buffalo, New York. I know that's the most randomest thing y'all probably gonna hear me say, right? Buffalo, New York. I just thought, because I know it's still gonna hit PA, but I want to see what Massachusetts, Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, and all that stuff. I would just want to see what that's looking like over there. New Jerseys and stuff like that, right? There's a little coming right out of Buffalo going to New Jersey. See, now that's good. That's a great. That's if you down with to get down with doing stuff. I don't like going to Jersey all like that, but Buffalo, that's easy market. Pick up at 5:30 at night, deliver next morning at 8 a.m. 334 miles for $1,600, $480 a mile. Easy money. Easy money going here. Don't ask me. Don't even ask me. $1,200 going through 315, 325 a mile. I mean, not 325 a mile. I mean, 315 miles for like 12, close to 1,180 a mile. I mean, $1,100. That's not that bad. Then you get a huge drop off. Indiana, that's not that bad. I would go here. I would go to all these except for Franklin, Mass. Just wouldn't do it. Pompano, Florida. If you're down with the get down, what's that? 3,300 for how many miles? For 1,100 miles. Is it heavy? Probably. It's probably gonna be water. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. This market isn't too terrible. Yes, you get a drop off from $3 quickly, but you're still in the high twos until you get to about like right here, So you're still gonna make a little bit of money. Then you're gonna start dropping very much. It's still in the twos, but then you're getting down to these ones and stuff like that. Like, what is this? Chapel Hill, Pennsylvania, to Eagle Pass, Texas. Right, 1,700 miles. That's not even $1 a mile. Well, it is $1 a mile when it comes to fuel surcharge, but it's not $1 a mile when it comes to straight up pay, right? This isn't even $1 a mile. That's crazy. That's $1 a mile. Then you got a plus fuel surcharge. So And once my truck come out, I'm gonna start going to Laredo, y'all. I want to see what's really down there. I want to see what's really. Let's see. L-A-R-E. L-A-R-E. Laredo. L-A-R-E. L-A-R-E. Laredo. Yeah, I didn't know how to spell Laredo, so don't judge me. But I'm going to make this short after this. Yeah, it ain't nothing coming out of there, so I won't be never going down that way. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's a wrap for that. But I'm going to get up off here, If you have any questions, concerns, email me or comment, whatever you need, and I'll try to go ahead and get it done. I want to thank y'all for being the best subscribers in the world. I'm almost at 800. But if y'all have any questions, just hit me up in the comment section. Y'all have a blessed day.